I actually do want to do the YouTube because I think it's pretty funny when Farfa does it. YouTube, what is up? Today we're gonna be making a tier list that I've been seeing. I've seen a few Genshin creators do this tier list, and I want in on it too. So we're gonna be doing a regret or don't regret tier list. So we have the 5 stars that I do have, which this is combining both my free to play account and my main account. So the characters I don't have / aren't out are right here. Again, this is between both of them. I will clarify which characters I have on my main account, or which I have on my alt account, because there's only a few I have only on my alt account. Standard banner is right here because their standard banner, it's kind of, you don't choose when you get them per se, except for the 300 pull. And Japard, he knows what he did. He's down at the bottom, so you know he knows what he did, and he should feel bad and stay in the basement. But we're going to start off with Seele. Seele is the first limited 5-star character in Honkai Star Rail. She is such a fun character. I love her design. I love her animations. Her kit is so cool. Resurgence, when I was playing and I didn't have her, because I got her very close to the end of her banner. When I was using her as a support and just using people's Seele, it was insane. I love her. I do not regret her. I would pull again. I should actually just put don't regrets. There we go. There we go. So don't regret her. She was awesome at the time. She is still fun. I don't have her very well built now, but at the time when I was much more casual, she was really fun, and she puts in a lot of work. Even today, I don't think she's nearly as bad as some people think, and she can clear content just fine. Silver Wolf, don't regret. She is one of the characters that I have on my alt account because I was not able to get her on her first run, and I had to skip her. I didn't have to, but I wanted to skip her because of another character that was coming out after her initial rerun. But I will get her on my main account eventually because Nihility is my favorite path. I have every Nihility limited 5-star and standard banner with their signature light cones, except for Welt's. His needs to come home eventually. But I love her kit. She's really good, and she's just pretty fun to use, and her implant is still solid today. So I do like her, and I do appreciate her on my alt account, and I would love to bring her home on my main. Luocha, I could skip him. I know for a long time I really wanted him on my account because someone in my chat, he knows who he is, had Luocha from day one, and I was struggling because I don't like Japard in general. His kit's good, it's fine. I used him a little bit, but I only had Natasha until Lynx and Fu Xuan came out. So once I got Fu Xuan, and then I got Aventurine, and then I got Luocha on his rerun, and I leveled him up on my main account. Haven't used him on my main account. I have him on my alt account, and I do use him on there, and he's pretty good. But I think with Ling Sha coming out, I think he's just going to be completely irrelevant, in my opinion. So I don't regret him on my alt account. I regret him on my main account. So that's just kind of my feel on the situation. Kafka, my girl, she was the character that made me swipe. She is the reason why I have an E87 Serval. And I will always say E6 Serval is just a slightly worse E0 Jingliu, and that is why. I love Dot. It's such a fun playstyle. One of my buddies gives me a lot of flack because I love Hyper Bloom, Dot, and now Disorder and Zenless Zone Zero. So it's a very fun playstyle that, like, with your Dot characters built correctly and built good, you can just not care about the toughness gauge and you just deal a bunch of damage, and it's super satisfying watching Kafka detonate all of those dots. and just deal a bunch of damage. It's super fun. I love her to death. I got her E2 S1, so we are cooking with dots, and life is good. Blade. I'm gonna put him in could skip. I accidentally got him. I didn't realize what Kafka's kit was, and I was guaranteed because I lost the 50-50 for Luocha to Japard, by the way. So fuck Japard, by the way. And I did 3 pulls on his banner and got him. And I built him. I liked him at the time. I was really coping. I think that I like him. I think he's a really good character, but I just don't use him really. I like him in the Jingliu, Blade, Ruan Mei, Luocha comp. I think that's a really fun team, and I enjoy it, so I do like him in that, but I don't use him outside of that, and even when I do that, it's very seldom. So I think, actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna keep him in could skip. Imbibitor Lune. I got him on my rerun, or on my alt account on his rerun, and a single 10 pull at like very low pity, like less than 30 pity. I'm gonna put him in regret. I built him, I used him for a week, but I just could not get good enough relics for him. So like his damage is very like mid, in my opinion, for like the mid build, and that's just kind of how it goes for crit DPSs, and that's fine. But I don't feel like on my alt account, my first DPS was Jingliu, and this kind of spoiler alert, Jingliu is better than Imbibitor Lune in my opinion. So I think I just didn't have fun with him. Like, I think he's really cool. I love his animations. I actually do enjoy his kit and how his like talent and, you know, those stacks for his skill point stuff works. I think he's really cool. I just need to invest in him more. But as of right now, I regret him. I don't use him. Fu Xuan. I don't regret. She was my first real big boy sustain outside of Natasha, and I got links because they were on the same banner. I love her. I think she's super cool. Her kit is really insane in my opinion. I know some people are saying that she's kind of being power crept. I disagree with that completely, but I think she is just really good with her crit rate boosting. I did get super lucky and get her signature light cone. So that also, you know, is kind of affecting my bias because that does help her a lot. But I think her just being able to heal, mitigating damage for the entire party while healing herself by an insane amount, she just does a lot for the team, I feel, especially when you get her E1. Her E1 is insane because it boosts crit damage. But I don't regret her. She's really cool, really fun. Topaz, I do not regret whatsoever. I have been a big fan of follow-up attack playstyles. I used my 300 pull selection on Clara because I was like, she just needs one character to really push her up and make her a super strong unit, which she's always been a really strong unit, but like that extra oomph factor to really like get people to look at her again. And Topaz did that. Topaz boosts follow-up damage towards a single target with proof of debt. And she's just really fun, especially now with Fei Xiao out, which, again, spoiler, but she's really fun. I like her. I don't regret her. She's hot. She was like the caked up character outside of like Kafka and whatnot at the time, but obviously there is more cake in the bakery coming up. So, but she was like one of the characters that kind of, you know, got memed on. You know, top ass, you know, if you were around when she came out, you know. Jingliu, I have her on both my alt account and main account. I don't regret her on my alt account whatsoever. She was my first main DPS. She was like the Seele to my alt account. because I got her when she came out. So my first team in my alt account was Jingliu, Pella, Tingyun, Lynx. And then it was Silver Wolf and instead of Tingyun. Just because, you know, debuff. But Tingyun is also just a cracked unit, so it's probably better anyways. I really like her kit. She does comparable damage to Imbiber Lune as far as if I remember correctly. But she's just easier to use. Especially with, at the time of release, you know, you had to play you were very restricted in terms of team rotations and team comps because you needed such high SP economy or efficiency. But I like her. I don't use her on my main account. I pulled her on accident because I did like a 10 pull. I think I got her with like 15 pity or something. Because I just did a fuck off 10 pull and got her. So I leveled her up. I don't use her. I would like to eventually, but like characters coming up will explain why I don't use her, and I probably won't ever use her on my main account, but I do use her quite often on my alt account. Huohuo. Don't regret. I have her on my alt account. Again, I had to pass her up for Ruan Mei. I have her on my, I just got her on my alt account during her rerun, and I love her. She's so awesome. I want to get her eventually because she's best in slot for Dot teams, and Dot is one of my favorite teams, so having to skip her just really felt bad. She's super awesome. You should try out my Huohuo on my alt account because I have her as a support. Try her out. She's super insanely fun. And she's just a really great unit that I would love to have on my main account someday. Ruan Mei, I do not regret. She was the first dual DPS supporter in the game. I used her. Actually, she because I consider Yukong the first one, but you know, she's the first premium dual DPS. And I always liked my jank dual DPS. Like one of my first teams that I jank theory crafted was Seele, Blade, Yukong, Natasha. So it was very jank, but it actually did a lot better than I would have thought, to be honest. Like Blade being a sub DPS and whatnot. Ruan Mei just allowing the follow-up attack team to just do a lot better because she just gives a big damage percent buff. And just her speed increase, just, you know, she just is insane. And especially with super break being a thing, her value just shot up even more. She is one of the best characters in the game. Just really fun character. Don't regret her. I have her on both of my accounts. Don't regret her whatsoever. Ratio. I would put him in could skip because I got him for free, and that's the only reason why I have him on both my accounts is because he's free. Otherwise I would never use him. I would never pull for him. I hate his personality in the game. His playstyle is cool. He's a follow-up character. That's the only reason why I'm interested in him, but I hate looking at him, and I never used him. I leveled him up to get pulls. That's it. Black Swan right here up with Kafka. My favorite team at the time of her release was Kafka, Black Swan, and then Fu Xuan because, you know, ignorantly powerful support, just really good, even if, you know, she didn't directly really synergize with the team. It was a very strong team, and I was really glad to see Dot become meta because I was like, oh, I am the meta now. Woohoo! I love her. Super cool. She's super hot. She's got that Ada voice that I could just listen to forever, just like Kafka. Insane character. I love her. She's really fun to use. I have her E1 S1, so you know, Dot's, if you couldn't tell, if because I did say it before, Dot is one of my favorite team comps in the game, so I have to show them my love and my dedication. Sparkle. Don't regret. I got her on my main account because I thought she was, for reasons I will explain soon, I thought she'd be really insane. She's insane for Imbiber Lune, and I used her with Imbiber Lune. That was the most use I had with Aventurine once I got Sparkle, because I was like, oh, I can use her with my Aventurine and just really buff him up. And then, like, you know, she can also be used with Clara and, you know, just follow up attack characters in general. So I think she's really good. And just even if you're not using her with follow up characters, just in general, she's insane. And she is even amazing with my favorite character in all of Huohuoverse, Acheron, aka, I'm not gonna say it for spoiler reasons, but she is my favorite character in Huohuoverse. I have her in every single game that she's been in, with her signature weapon in each game, except for her Surf Thunder. I don't have her weapon. I need to figure out if I can even get that, but I E6 S1 to Acheron the day she came out, so that's why, you know, Sparkle goes insane with Acheron, and she's just the best character in the game damage wise. She is the best DPS character in the game by far, no discussion. I don't care about super break, it doesn't matter. Acheron's better. She's more versatile, she just doesn't care. The only thing she cares about is you having enough Nihility characters on the team. And even if you don't have any 5-star Nihility units, the 4-star options are incredible. So, you know, you're not really missing, you're not gonna like do bad damage with her. Like, even in my free-to-play account, I was using, just to see it, I was using Pella and Gwynaifen, and I was doing easily over 300k with her ultimate. It's insane. She's just insane. She is an outlier. Don't compare other DPSs to her, because she will just make them feel bad. Like, I pulled Fei Xiao, right? Spoiler, I have Fei Xiao. One of my first reactions when I built my Fei Xiao, I was like, why is she doing so little damage? Because she was doing like 300k with her ultimate, 400k, 500k. And my chat had to remind me that I use an E6 S1 Acheron. Like, the damage is just stupid high regardless. So, like, it's not fair. And so, like, you just got to keep that in mind, because she does make every other character feel bad in comparison. Like, on my alt account, I even have E0 S0 Acheron, and she makes my Jingliu feel bad, because there was content I couldn't clear with Jingliu, but I was able to just squash it with Acheron, no problem. So she just trivializes the game even at E0 S0. So fantastic unit, favorite character in the game, favorite character in the Huohuoverse. Don't regret. Aventurine, love him, fantastic sustainer. I did not like his personality, his character at first, but he really grew on me. I love his playstyle. He's a follow-up attack support, and I keep him on Trinity Universal Light Cone because, you know, throw him on Acheron and he does, you know, extra debuffs, so he helps with her stacks. Great unit. I love him. He's super fun, super strong too. But all right, next up, Robin. Welcome to her world. Oh no, wrong. There, sorry. I just realized that. My bad. I love her. She's follow-up support. She has a great song. I could listen to her ultimate all day. I don't have a problem with it. It never gets old. It never will. She's really fun. I love her kit. I do wish I had her signature like cone, but I don't think she necessarily needs it. You just gotta, you know, build good. So, I love her. I don't regret her. Jade. They knew exactly what they did with her. They knew exactly the target audience, and that audience was Shinpom. She is the physical embodiment of MILF Dami Mommy energy in Honkai Star Rail, and I am here for it, and I appreciate them throwing me a bone like that. Peak MILF Ada energy. Can't compete with it. It's just, she's the GOAT for that. Her kit is actually pretty fun too. She is fantastic in Pure Fiction because that's the only thing you can really use her in, honestly, in my opinion. But she's really cool. I like her. She's fun. I use her with Clara on in Pure Fiction. All right, next up we have Jiaoqiu. He is premium Acheron support. That's all you pull. If you have Acheron, you pull Jiaoqiu. It's just that easy. I was not able, I lost the 50-50 to Himiko on my alt account to him, unfortunately. But that's fine because I use Silver Wolf and Pella with Acheron, so we good. He is insane. I have his E1 S1 because I have every limited 5-star plus their signature icon on my main account except for Silver Wolf, but that will change eventually. He is insane. He's really fun. He is just a 5-star Gwynaifen, and I love Gwynaifen. She's a really fun character. The only thing is correct me if I'm wrong, Kafka can't detonate his Ash and Roast stacks, which is fine, honestly. But you know, he would just be stupid good if that was the case. Fei Xiao. She is the Acheron of follow-up / hunt. She has I love the unique alt generation stacks. She is badass. She has gun blades. She has 2 of them as a gunbreaker main and a warrior main in Final Fantasy XIV. I love her weapon choice. I wish Trailblazer would get one of the swords. You know, at some point that would be really cool. Hoyoverse, if you're listening, give me the sword. Give me a sword, please. That's all I want. Well, I want a lot of things, but you know, it's one thing that I want. It's a reasonable thing. Just give me a sword. Firefly. I'm gonna put her in Don't Regret. I have her on my alt account. I don't really want her on my main account because I'm not that super interested in Super Break until, you know, Rappa comes out, because despite what everyone acknowledges that she's mid, and she is, but she hot, she cute, and I want her. So, you know, waifu over meta every single time, and you will always enjoy your pulls. Why do you think I only regret a single character? And I don't even fully regret them. It's just I regret them because those 10 pulls could have went towards a character that I use more. But Firefly, she's super fun. I like her animations when she goes into her ultimate state. I think she's really fun. I think they did a great job designing her. Her weakness, they did a great job in designing her because she's just obnoxiously strong. And she's kind of like a weaker version of Acheron because she's more gimmicky, because she relies on weakness breaking. So with boss fights, she can struggle if they lock the toughness gauge. But other than that, she just, you know, she breezes through content like no other, unless it's boss fights, you know, so it is what it is. But with that is the tier list for if I regret or don't regret the 5 stars on my accounts. Again, this is combining both of them just because I try to get characters that I wouldn't pull for on my main account, on my alt account, so then I can try every character and get a vibe for them. Because maybe I do end up really liking them and I can get them on my main account eventually. But at the end of the day, pull who you want and you will never regret them. Because you will be having fun because you get to use the characters you like. Skip the characters you don't really want. Pull for the characters you truly love and enjoy, and you will always have a good time. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.